Whispers of dust and shadows. In the desolate ghost town of Whispering Gulch, Eli, Dusty and McGraw rode in, his horse's hooves kicking up clouds of dust that swirled like ghosts around him. Dusty, a man haunted by his past, sought solace in the abandoned town. He was greeted by Clara Thompson, a woman of unyielding strength, determined to rebuild after a mysterious plague had decimated the population. As Dusty settled in, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The townspeople were wary, their eyes filled with a mix of fear and suspicion. It wasn't long before Dusty and Clara discovered a cryptic message carved into the wall of the old church, "The Black Hand watches." With the help of Jed Whisper Hawkins, the town historian, they uncovered a network of hidden tunnels beneath the town. The tunnels were filled with relics of a bygone era, but they also held darker secrets. Dusty and Clara found evidence that the plague had been no accident. It was a calculated move by a shadowy organization known as the Black Hand, led by the ruthless Silas "Snake Eyes" Morgan. The air was thick with tension as Dusty and Clara gathered the townspeople in the ruins of the old town hall. The moon cast an eerie glow over the scene, and the distant howl of coyotes added to the chilling atmosphere. Dusty knew that they were walking into a trap, but there was no turning back. Silas "Snake Eyes" Morgan emerged from the shadows, flanked by his henchmen. His eyes gleamed with malice as he faced Dusty and Clara. "Reckon you think you can stop me?" Silas sneered. Dusty stepped forward, his hand hovering over his gun. "Ain't about thinking, Snake Eyes. It's about doing. The showdown was swift and brutal. Gunfire echoed through the night as Dusty and Clara fought side by side, their determination unyielding. The townspeople rallied behind them, their fear giving way to a fierce resolve. In the end, it was Clara's sharpshooting that brought Silas down, a single bullet finding its mark. With the Black Hand defeated, the townspeople began the arduous task of rebuilding. Dusty found a sense of peace he hadn't known in years, his past no longer a shadow that clung to him. Clara's determination had been the flame that guided them through the darkest of nights, and together, they forged a new beginning for Whispering Gulch. The town, once a skeleton of its former self, began to come alive again. Buildings were repaired, and the streets buzzed with the sounds of life. Dusty and Clara stood side by side, watching as the town they had fought so hard to save began to thrive once more. "Reckon we did good, partner," Dusty said, a rare smile tugging at his lips. Clara nodded, her eyes shining with pride. "Ain't no doubt about it, Dusty. Ain't no doubt at all." As the days turned into weeks, Whispering Gulch slowly transformed from a ghost town into a bustling community. The townspeople, once strangers bound by fear, became a tight-knit family. Dusty and Clara worked tirelessly, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Dusty found himself drawn to Clara's unwavering spirit. She was a beacon of hope in a world that had shown him little mercy. Her laughter was like a balm to his weary soul, and her determination inspired him to keep pushing forward. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the town in a warm, golden glow, Dusty and Clara sat on the porch of the rebuilt saloon. The air was filled with the sounds of children playing and the distant strumming of a guitar. "Never thought I'd see this place come alive again," Dusty said, his voice filled with wonder. Clara smiled, her eyes reflecting the fading light. "Takes more than a plague and a bunch of outlaws to keep us down." Dusty chuckled. "Ain't that the truth?" Their moment of peace was interrupted by the arrival of Maggie Quick-Draw Vahara, her face flushed with excitement. "Dusty, Clara, you gotta see this." They followed Maggie to the edge of town, where a group of townspeople had gathered. In the center of the crowd stood Jed Hawkins, holding an old, weathered map. "Found this in one of the tunnels," Jed said, his voice trembling with excitement. "Looks like there's more to this town than we thought." The map revealed a hidden valley, rumored to be rich with gold and other treasures. It was a discovery that could change the fate of Whispering Gulch forever. Dusty and Clara exchanged a glance, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were ready to face it together. "Reckon we got ourselves a new adventure," Dusty said, his eyes gleaming with determination. Clara nodded, her smile unwavering. "Let's saddle up, partner. We got a valley to find." As they prepared for their journey, Dusty couldn't help but feel a sense of hope. For the first time in years, he had something to look forward to. The shadows of his past were fading, replaced by the promise of a brighter future. Whispering Gulch had given him a second chance, and he was determined to make the most of it. With Clara by his side, there was nothing they couldn't overcome. The town watched as Dusty and Clara rode out, their figures silhouetted against the setting sun. They were more than just survivors, they were pioneers, forging a new path in a land of endless possibilities. And so, the legend of Whispering Gulch continued as a testament to the strength and resilience of those who called it home. Dusty and Clara's story was just beginning, and the future was theirs for the taking. If you are enjoying adventures in the Old West, hit the subscribe button for future posts. Oh, by the way, why did the Scarecrow audition for Hee Haw? Because it wanted to be outstanding in its field.